Well, Alone in the Dark 3 is done, and that means our playthrough of the Alone in the Dark games are done. We've gone through Alone in the Dark 1, 2, 3, New Nightmare on Game Boy Color, 2008, and you know, that's probably enough. Oh, almost. I mean, there are a couple other things we could explore, like Alone in the Dark Illumination, if it's possible to get that running, or Alone in the Dark 2008 for PS2 and Wii. My understanding is that that version of the game is significantly different enough from... Oh, there that goes. Significantly different enough from the main version that we played. But, you know, it's probably fine. Probably fine for right now to just move on from Alone in the Dark to something else. I think that we are now engorged on the adventures of Edward Carnby. And, maybe for dessert we can have something else besides more Carnby. So, that was quite a few games. The games themselves, though, were not long, really. There we go. I guess... I was about to say 2008 was probably the longest one, but then again, New Nightmare had 2 campaigns, so maybe that was the longest one. The upcoming new Alone in the Dark is supposed to have 2 campaigns as well. Unlike the original, apparently there are reasons to play as both Carnby and Emily. The way the story is presented is supposed to be a bit different depending on the character you're playing as. So, probably be playing through that one twice when it comes out later this year in October. As far as what I'm playing right now, this is, of course, more Walkabout Mini Golf, my game of the year of last year. New DLC course called Laser Layer. Okay. The theme of the level is that you're in, like, a James Bond villain's base. And it introduces a new type of obstacle, that being the laser. Ah, see, that's what the laser does. Still playing Walkabout Mini Golf. Still... very frequently, as new content for it comes out all the time, and it still remains a great game. Why did I do that? Let's do better. Do better this time. There we go. Now, since we're done with Alone in the Dark, that does bring up the question of what we're doing next on the stream. Well, we're right at the beginning of August. Don't want to start up anything too long, since of course we do whatever we're going to be playing now. We definitely want to be finished with it by the time October comes around. Because then it'll be time for some Silent Hill, and we want to, we want all our obligations to be complete by the time we get there, obviously, since that will take priority. So, gonna do some shorter games, I guess. Games that we did some tryouts on and seemed a bit intriguing to me. Going into the month of August. So I think probably the first thing we're going to do is finish up something that seemed to be a very short game, something we did a recent tryout of, which was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein on the Sega CD. That game ended up being a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be, and I want to see how it turns out. Though, when I did the tryout, I think I'm already done with like half of the game. It is not a long game, so that's going to be done pretty quickly. Short and sweet, you know? The monster doesn't want to waste too much of your time. He's just going to do what he has to do and get out of there. Got lasered. There we go. Ah, almost. See, we're on hole 14. The game after that is going to be a recent tryout. That seems like something that's pretty much up my alley. That being Hell Knight. Just a very quiet and slow, morose Japanese PlayStation 1 horror game. Seems like something that I would like to complete. So that's going to be after Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I figure, it doesn't seem like Hell Knight is that long of a game. Almost. So I'm assuming that there'll be time for one more game in the month of August. Well, maybe this last game will go into September. But a tryout from last year that I wanted to get back to but never did, I think it's about time to do that now, is some PlayStation 1 action with Covert Ops, Nuclear Something, which is such a generic title, you probably don't remember which game that is. It's the one on the train. It's the one on the train that's going through Europe, and it's been attacked by terrorists, and oh no, the ambassador and his family, they've been captured. What are you gonna do? Well, I mean, you need to be an action hero like... What's his name? Jack Morton? I think his name was something like that. Only Jack Morton has what it takes to rescue the ambassador and his family. I wanted to get back to that one for a while, but for one reason or another, just never did. I haven't been looking at the scenery. We got, like, definitely 60s era computers and electronics is what they're evoking here. Look at all this wasted paper right here. Yeah, so I want to do that one. And those are going to be our games in the month of August. Following up on 3 tryouts. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Hell Knight, and... well, the game is called Chase the Express in Europe, which is a more... I remember that name. That's the name I can remember. Covert Ops Nuclear Strike? Nuclear something. It's Chase the Express. It's the game where you're on a train. And oh no, terrorists. So, I got zapped by lasers. There we go. That's it. That's what we want to do. And by doing that, we short out the death robot. Is the death robot that was being built in the laser layer. We shorted it out. Mission complete. I did my 12 under par. My personal best is 17 under par, so this wasn't bad, but not my best. Well, I guess there's not too much else to say. That's the update for the channel for August. Alone in the Dark is Alone in the Dun. And now we're moving on to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Hell Knight, and Chase the Express. As, of course, we are getting ever so closer to October, which is the greatest month of all. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, of course, is that Dyschronia will continue to be posted, as we actually are just about at the end of that game. Dyschronia has taken some time. It's been going for a while, but we've actually reached the end of it. The remaining 2 videos of Dyschronia will be going up, and then our anime murder mystery adventure is over. Anything else to mention? Well, of course, the stream, as always, is at twitch.tv/supergreatfriend with no D. Leave off the D, because we don't want Dracula's attention. You know this. It's been that case for years. And that stream does start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually goes for around, let's say, 3 hours. That's on average, I would say that. That's about right. So, come by if you want those games that I mentioned. Also, tryouts. Of course, tryouts continue. Every stream is usually a tryout and then a continuation of a full playthrough. So, who's to say if any of the tryouts coming up will be something worth going into more deeply? Sometimes they are. Actually, there are a bunch of tryouts that I would be interested in going back to, but there's only so much time. So you can't get back to all of them. You can only get back to the ones that you want to get back to the most. So that's what I'm doing right now. Well, the stream is the stream is the stream is the stream is the stream, and that is the update of the stream for August.